We embark today on a profound journey into the depths of our hearts and minds to explore a matter of utmost importance: how to relinquish our anger towards life. Throughout the diverse chapters of our existence, we inevitably encounter circumstances that provoke frustration, disillusionment, and even resentment. These trying times test the fortitude of our spirits, tempting us to succumb to a sense of failure. Yet it is precisely in these pivotal moments that we hold the potential for immense growth and transformation. It is crucial to recognize that harboring anger towards life does not constitute a perpetual state of being, but rather a natural response to the challenges we navigate along our path. However, transcending these negative emotions and cultivating inner peace is paramount for our mental well-being and personal evolution. This is the purpose that brings us together today, to guide you on your journey of metamorphosis and self-discovery. These wise and inspiring words have been meticulously curated to stimulate profound reflection, clarity, and a shift in perspective. It is my sincere aspiration that these sagacious and comforting insights will illuminate the path towards acceptance, forgiveness, and gratitude. Let us embark on this transformative odyssey together. If we allow hatred to consume us, we grant victory to those who have wronged us. True strength lies in rising above the temptation of anger. As we mature and gain wisdom, we come to understand the futility of harboring resentment. Anger breeds isolation, severing the threads of connection that bind us to others. When we act from a place of rage, we are destined to falter and fail. Patience serves as a shield, protecting us from the corrosive effects of anger. No one possesses the power to inflict harm upon us unless we grant them permission. It is our perception of injury that gives it substance and weight. The volume of our outcry does not imbue our claims with greater validity. Storms of fury may intensify the deluge of sorrowful tears, yet they can also be fleeting and ephemeral. Rather than perceiving anger as an alien force to be vanquished, we must approach it with compassion, kindness, and serenity. Succumbing to quick temper is a misallocation of our precious resources, squandering not only time, but also energy and focus. Conversely, embracing the world with love and affection is an ever-present choice. While hatred requires far less effort, nothing has the capacity to wound us unless we grant it that power. We always retain the freedom to choose our response. I refuse to allow anyone to diminish me by provoking hatred within my heart. Inflicting pain upon others does not elevate or ennoble us. Hatred serves as a glaring and public testament to an underlying sense of inferiority. The aspects of others that vex us the most often serve as mirrors reflecting hidden truths about ourselves. The moment we succumb to anger, our pursuit of truth is derailed, replaced by a myopic focus on self-preservation. We find ourselves mired in judgment, isolation, and a sense of otherness. Our composure is lost to the flames of fury. We cling desperately to our grievances, living in a state of perpetual anxiety. Our minds conjure illusions, causing us to miss the beauty of the present moment. We yearn and pine, enduring agony until our desires are fulfilled. Yet, let this serve as a gentle admonition. The responsibility for any loss of equanimity lies squarely upon our own shoulders. No external entity can ever be held accountable for the emotions we harbor within. Few inquire about the prevention of anger's emergence, yet all seek guidance in managing its inevitable arrival. This illustrates an essential truth. The actions and conduct of others are beyond our jurisdiction. Their behavior is a reflection of their own internal landscape, just as ours is a product of our own. The triggers that ignite a person's ire serve as a defining characteristic of their character. If we temper our expectations, we will find ourselves less prone to bouts of rage. An angry individual often speaks with volume while shutting their eyes to the world around them. Patience is the key to attaining our heart's desires. Seeking validation through vociferous outbursts is a hollow pursuit. In the relentless pursuit of inner peace and emotional mastery, we must recognize the insidious nature of anger and its ability to hold us captive like a puppet on strings. By infusing our lives with an abundance of love, we create an impenetrable shield against the corrosive effects of negative emotions such as anger, guilt, and hatred. These toxic sentiments may occasionally surface in our minds, but we possess the power to choose whether to act upon them or not. It is crucial to understand that the primary victim of our anger is often ourselves, bearing the brunt of its destructive force amidst the tumultuous storms of life. It is a valuable skill to cultivate the ability to smile in the face of anger, acknowledging its presence while simultaneously making peace with it. The moment we become aware of our anger, we gain a measure of control over it, observing it from a detached perspective. Like garbage, anger is useless, harmful, and foolish to cling to. The wise among us release it, while the foolish remain tethered to its burden. Holding on to anger about the past robs us of the capacity to love fully in the present moment. One of the gravest mistakes we can make when confronted with negative emotions is to attempt to suppress or avoid them. By shining the light of consciousness upon our feelings, we amplify the positive ones and dissipate the negative. Trying to escape from our emotions only intensifies our suffering. Even individuals we dislike can serve as valuable teachers, offering insights into our own nature. In the heat of the moment, it is wise to pause and ask ourselves if the situation truly warrants a response. Minor irritations are fleeting, and by denying them attention, they quickly fade into oblivion. When consumed by anger, it is prudent to refrain from making significant decisions. Recognize the intensity of the emotion and its propensity to cloud our judgment. Bear in mind that angry individuals often sacrifice their long-term well-being for the fleeting satisfaction of causing turmoil. Instead, let our love for beauty be the guiding force that helps us control our anger. Embrace the imperfections that inevitably arise in our lives, acknowledging that our perception of problems often stems from our own internal struggles. The next time anger threatens to keep you awake at night, resist the urge to succumb to slumber. Engage in the battle and remain vigilant. The words spoken in anger, no matter how eloquent, will forever be a source of regret. Anger is merely a facade, concealing the underlying sadness that lies beneath. Refrain from adding fuel to the fire of your stress. External situations do not possess the inherent power to provoke anger within us, for they are indifferent to our emotional state. Those who engage in conflicts often do so out of a lack of more meaningful pursuits. It is a curious phenomenon that some individuals perceive hatred directed towards them, even when they do not occupy a single thought in our minds. In moments of intense anger, allow yourself to express it through a cathartic curse. When the flames of anger rise, count to 4 and breathe deeply. Anger arises from the discrepancy between our idealized expectations and the reality we face. It is the bitter fruit born from the seeds of forgotten origins. Those who are predisposed to anger will always find justification for their outbursts. Anger is a self-imposed prison, trapping us within its confines. An angry person attempting to drown you is simultaneously sinking themselves. The 3 poisons of greed, anger, and delusion form the roots of the deluded mind, giving rise to a myriad of suffering, emotions, and transgressions. The catalyst for our anger is of lesser significance than the underlying factors that make us susceptible to its grip. Anger is not a sign of greatness or strength, but rather a manifestation of weakness and error. It may even be a carefully laid trap set by others to ensnare us. Succumbing to anger does not alleviate our problems. It only exacerbates them. We tend to remember the insults we have received far more vividly than those we have inflicted upon others. The consequences of our anger and pain often surpass the severity of the triggers that ignite them. Anger is a privilege reserved for the strong, a favor bestowed upon the virtuous, and a means of self-harm for the weak. The more easily offended an individual is, the less intelligent they reveal themselves to be. The further one strays from the truth, the more intense their hatred becomes. Surrendering to anger is tantamount to relinquishing knowledge itself. To truly comprehend the essence of your anger, it is essential to approach it without judgment. Have faith in the passage of time. Just as inclement weather obscures the path ahead, certain matters vex us more than they should, some prematurely, and others when they ought not to. The wisest among us are those who invest their concern in all matters, yet reserve their battles for the truly consequential. They recognize the finite nature of their time and energy. The further an individual strays from understanding, the more easily they become agitated by external factors and the more content they are with themselves. When the repercussions of anger surpass the intensity of the anger itself, it may appear as though anger and violence serve as a protective force, infusing a situation with energy. However, this energy is blind, devoid of discernment. To perceive situations from diverse perspectives, it is imperative to maintain a tranquil state of mind. Anger, much like wine, may enhance our appearance to others, but it conceals our true selves from our own sight. When consumed by anger, focus your attention on the problems at hand, not the individuals involved. Dedicate your efforts to finding solutions, not making excuses. Those who succumb to anger may initially lose the battle, but they will ultimately emerge victorious in the war. In the face of approaching anger, direct your attention to your breath. Anger is akin to a tempest that emerges from the deepest recesses of your consciousness. Engaging in vociferous demands is an exercise in futility. When anger takes hold, allow a mere 10 seconds to pass before uttering a word. In instances of extreme rage, extend this pause to a count of 100. Once hatred towards another takes root, they gain the upper hand over you. It fills me with pride to embrace the world with love, for hatred requires far less effort. I firmly believe that anger is a wasteful emotion, and I abhor the squandering of feelings. Anger serves no constructive purpose, and a hand poised to strike can lead to a multitude of troubles. Embrace the lesson that a man consumed by rage rides a frenzied steed, and one who engages in conflict with others finds himself bereft of true companions. Anger breeds an all-consuming sense of isolation, a fleeting mania. When we succumb to anger, we poison our own being, and any actions born from anger are destined for failure. Anger and danger are separated by a mere letter. Those who allow anger to consume them over trivial matters will eventually find themselves angry over nothing at all. Anger is one's greatest adversary, while composure serves as the ultimate defense. No one possesses the power to inflict harm upon you without your consent. The moment you perceive yourself as wounded, the injury takes hold. Anger is not a requisite emotion. Life presents countless opportunities for anger to arise, but what truly matters is how we choose to navigate these challenges. I make the conscious choice not to react. No external force can harm you unless you grant them permission. The instant you believe yourself to be hurt, the pain becomes real. Truth that has lost its composure is nothing more than exaggeration. Anger obscures your vision, robbing you of clarity and freedom. Observe it, certainly, but refrain from dwelling on it indefinitely. When anger stirs within you, Be mindful that it will ignite a fire in your heart and fill your head with smoke. By restraining your temper in moments of anger, you spare yourself 100 days of sorrow. Kicking a stone in a fit of rage only serves to injure your own foot. Shouting does not imbue your words with greater truth. It is only when we have a deep understanding of our own darkness that we can be fully present with the darkness of others. Those who are perpetually agitated or angry will find that others have little time for their company. Make the choice to release anger today. Everything that irks us about others can serve as a mirror, reflecting our own nature back to us. An insult does not compel a person to act. Rather, it is the way the insult affects their self-perception that drives their response. When hope fades, anger will dissipate alongside it. An insult holds no power to dictate a person's actions. It is the impact on their self-image that spurs them forward. Perhaps, if we could learn to love ourselves even in the smallest measure, our cruelties and anger would dissolve. Maintain your composure, for choices made in the throes of anger are seldom wise. In the face of overwhelming rage, allow yourself the catharsis of a curse. When anger surges, count to 4 and breathe deeply. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, embracing the Stoic philosophy can serve as a beacon of clarity and inner peace. When we acknowledge that life is inherently filled with challenges and obstacles, we find serenity in accepting the inevitability of change. Our happiness is not contingent upon external factors, but rather lies entirely within our own control, readily accessible to those who seek it. In every action we take, we have the opportunity to embody virtue, to live in alignment with our highest ideals and beliefs. While we may not have control over the circumstances that befall us, we possess the power to choose our reactions, to respond with wisdom and grace. By cultivating a strong moral compass and adhering to our principles, we navigate life's complexities with unwavering integrity. Wisdom is the guiding light that illuminates our decision-making process, enabling us to make choices that are rooted in reason and understanding. Rather than viewing adversity as a hindrance, we can embrace it as an opportunity for growth and learning. In the face of challenges, we discover our true strength and resilience, emerging wiser and more capable than before. The path to genuine happiness is paved with virtue, for it is only through living a life of moral excellence that we can experience true contentment. Each day presents an opportunity to practice self-discipline, to cultivate the habits and mindset that will serve us well in all aspects of our lives. By finding joy in the simple things and nurturing a deep sense of gratitude, we fill our hearts with a profound appreciation for the blessings that surround us. Negative emotions, while a natural part of the human experience, need not consume us. By developing a practice of detachment from material possessions and external validation, we free ourselves from the grip of destructive feelings. Instead, we focus on cultivating an unshakable inner peace, a serene oasis amidst the turbulence of life. The present moment is where true power resides, for it is the only reality we can directly influence. By accepting the constant flow of change and adapting to life's ebbs and flows, we find strength in the face of adversity. We learn to release our grasp on things beyond our control, recognizing that our happiness is not dependent on the opinions or approval of others. In living in harmony with nature and its cyclical rhythms, we tap into a deeper sense of connection and purpose. Self-reflection becomes a powerful tool for personal growth as we continuously evaluate our thoughts, actions, and motivations. By striving to live with honesty and integrity, we align ourselves with the fundamental principles of Stoicism. Happiness is found in the pursuit of simplicity, in the appreciation of life's most basic pleasures. Resilience is the key to bouncing back from setbacks and losses, for we understand that impermanence is a fundamental truth of existence. By cultivating humility and recognizing the fleeting nature of all things, we find beauty in the understated elegance of the natural world. Moderation is the guiding principle that governs every aspect of our lives, from our thoughts and emotions to our actions and relationships. By maintaining an unwavering sense of inner peace and gratitude, we shield ourselves from the destructive influence of fear. We learn to embrace life as it is, without succumbing to feelings of regret or resentment. Our strength lies not in external possessions or accolades, but in the fortitude of our minds and the depth of our spirits. Reason serves as the compass that directs our choices and actions, ensuring that we do not waste our precious time and energy on trivial concerns. By releasing our attachment to the past and fully immersing ourselves in the present moment, we discover a profound sense of liberation. The acceptance of death, as a natural part of the human journey, allows us to approach life with a heightened sense of urgency and purpose. Patience becomes our ally in navigating challenging times, as we trust in the wisdom of the universe and the unfolding of our own destiny. True contentment is found in the simple joys of everyday life, in the cultivation of meaningful relationships, and the pursuit of personal growth. Our happiness emanates from within, independent of external circumstances or material possessions. By continuously deepening our understanding of Stoic philosophy and applying its principles to our daily lives, we develop an unshakable willpower that enables us to overcome even the most daunting obstacles. Self-discipline becomes a way of life, permeating every aspect of our being. Mental tranquility is the ultimate goal, achieved through regular introspection and self-reflection. By examining our own thoughts and motivations, we gain invaluable insights into our true nature and the areas in which we can continue to grow and evolve. Gratitude transforms our perception of the world, enabling us to see the beauty and abundance that surrounds us. Peace of mind is the most precious commodity we can possess, far surpassing the fleeting satisfaction of external achievements or recognition. By letting go of attachment to outcomes and focusing instead on the purity of our intentions and the integrity of our actions, we discover a profound sense of inner harmony. Honesty and simplicity become the guiding principles that shape our interactions with others and our approach to life. With serenity as our chosen state of being, we navigate the chaos of the world with grace and equanimity. The pursuit of lifelong learning becomes a source of endless joy and fulfillment, as we recognize that wisdom is a journey, not a destination.